What's up, Philippe? I really have enjoyed working with you so far. So I've thought about it more, and I think that the whole video, the whole project just needs to be a lot more professional. So we could talk turkey about what that means, what that looks like as far as what kind of compensation you're needing. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and do a couple of timers now and see which part of each part of the script needs to be how long as far as the visualization goes. Now keep in mind, I am going to have a part before and after kind of bookending this where there is no visual, and that's fine, but we need the visuals to have a certain amount of time for each section. So let's talk about that real quick. So this first view is going to be that exterior view, just kind of zooming around, looking at the overall airship from the exterior. Maybe not just panning around either, but maybe panning from the bottom and up and around, getting a little bit more of a 3D angle. So I'm going to take a quick time measurement on this part of the script and see what that's going to look like time-wise for you. The exterior of the airship is covered in high-efficiency photovoltaics. Let's try that again, shall we? The exterior of the airship is covered in high-efficiency photovoltaics. This provides all required electricity for transportation, communication, water desalination, and hydrogen production. So that scene is going to have to be at least 13 seconds. That's the overall exterior zoom of the overall craft. All right, this next scene is going to be zoom in on the top of the airship, getting a better view of the guy who's standing at the top of the airship. And also, I think the top of the airship, that sun deck area, needs a few plants, like maybe a little planter with some like a little herb garden there, or something showing like more of like a lived-in kind of scenario where somebody could imagine they're growing some vegetables or herbs up there. Also, maybe like a lounge chair to lay on, or maybe a little table with chairs, like a little place you could sit and have breakfast or coffee or something with your friends. Anyway, so that scene is just focusing just on that sun deck area, and I think we could zoom in. I like the zoom in you did already, but I think the zoom in could go into a little bit farther and then rotate from there and kind of have a little bit more time on the actual zoom in. So let me see how long that part of the script needs to be. At the top of the airship is a sun deck for lounging, gardening, and landing other airships for passenger transfer. Okay, so that doesn't have to be long at all. It looks like 10 seconds. That section needs to be just focusing just on the sun deck. Okay, now inside the airship superstructure, for one thing, there's no ballonets in the existing model, so I think we're going to need one of those ballonets. Here's a quick rough draft of what those ballonets are going to need to look like. These are going to be filling, there's going to be 8 of those, and they're going to be filling that whole area in the superstructure at the top. So we've got to add a ballonet to kind of give somebody a visualization of that. And let's see how long that section needs to be. I was thinking also it might be cool to show just 1 or 2 of the ballonets, and then while you're rotating that view and getting that light coming through on the outside, have some of the other ballonets just start to populate, so that people get the idea that we're kind of getting a cutaway view of the inside of the airship. Because a big part of the problem with this whole project is a lot of people can't really imagine what I'm talking about. They just think it's too fantastical. So getting a little bit more nitty-gritty and showing them exactly what it's going to look like and how it's going to work, I think is going to really benefit the overall project, and hopefully attract some investors so that I can get paid, and so that I can pay you a whole lot more to do a whole lot more work in the future. That is the plan here. So let's see how long that section needs to be for the interior of the airship. Inside the airship superstructure is a large volume interior to store hydrogen-filled ballonets to provide lift. These will be autonomously filled and emptied real-time as needed for elevation and navigation. These ballonets will be encased in a larger volume of nitrogen for added safety. So that's a 20-second clip there. So we're going to need a 20-second clip of the interior showing those ballonettes, and maybe even showing the larger container that will be containing the ballonets as well, because each of those ballonets is also going to have to be stored in a larger container of nitrogen for safety. Hydrogen and nitrogen don't react violently, so this is going to be our safety system to make it possible for us to use hydrogen and maintain a 100% safety record, is to have all of those hydrogen ballonets inside of a larger nitrogen superstructure. So yeah. Okay, the next scene is going to be there's 2 paragraphs here, and this is going to be that central area with the boxing ring and the kitchen and all of that. I think you did a really great job on that. I think that the actual model needs a little bit of improvement. I love the boxer and the ring moving. I think that's fantastic. I think that the model just needs a little bit more life. Like there's that like little dining room table. The dining room table doesn't have any chairs now, so I think we need that dining room table to have chairs. Maybe like a bowl of fruit on there. Maybe have some of those a few more plants around here and there. And also I think that larger screen right now is just kind of floating in space. I think that it may need some kind of struts or supports to show how that larger screen exists. Just something to make everything a little bit more tangible, and so that people can really feel like they're in that space and feel like they know what that space is all about, how it would be to be in that space, etc. It might be good to have more than just the boxing ring too. Maybe have a weight set over there, maybe a yoga mat laying there, something like that, just to kind of show, to kind of appeal to a broader audience, to show, hey, this is what it's going to look like to be healthy and active inside this living space. So let's see how long that script needs to be. The main floor of the airship will provide 360-degree views out of giant panoramic windows, allowing an abundance of daylight in for the health of the passengers. There will be a galley-style kitchen, seating areas, dining area, sleeping accommodations, a large screen for video conferencing and interacting with the airship control software, and areas for exercise and fitness. Okay, rereading my script is not ideal here, but that's already 24 seconds. So that means that interior zoom, and I like zooming out or zooming in from the outside of the airship into that interior, and then kind of like getting a little bit more detail on the interior. And it would also be cool if that rotation on the inside is kind of touching on some of the points that the script is talking about, and maybe I can rearrange the script to make it match the model better too as well. So, but we're going to need at least 24 seconds for that interior shot of the main floor. The next shot is going to be, so this is something that we didn't really have talked about in the previous version, and I think it's really got to be there for people to understand what that living space is going to look like. So this is going to have to be, it would be cool if we could have a model actually walking down that central spiral staircase, maybe from the top of that main floor area, kind of down through the kitchen area, and then down into the lower utility decks, and have the camera somehow follow them as like a third person perspective, almost like a GTA perspective of that person walking through and getting and getting a view of the people, of what it would really be like to be traversing that central spiral staircase. But let's see how long that shot needs to be. The central spiral staircase, which extends from the sun deck through the entire structure and then out through the bottom for disembarking either to the ground, the top of a building, or to the sun deck of another airship, then passes through the utility area and the lower deck. So again, I need some editing. This is just a first draft here, but that's already at least 15 seconds. So we're going to need probably 15 to 20 seconds of a shot that's kind of focused on that central spiral staircase, and maybe showing showing a little bit more detail of that center zone underneath the main floor, that kind of center utility room that right now doesn't get any play at all. But I think that's going to be key for people to envision being in the space. So let's see here. So this next shot is going to be just of the lower deck. The shot as is pretty good. I just think we need a lot more lighting. I think we're going to need more lighting in that center part of that lower deck, and also more lighting in the bathrooms and the music studio and the other bedroom. We're just going to need more light in there in general. And I hear what you're saying about rendering the dark spots, and how that when it's dark like that, it takes more rendering hours. So maybe just add more light so that we don't need to spend more time rendering, because I think it's going to look better anyway. Yeah, anyway, so let's see how long that section is going to need to be. The lower deck is comprised of 5 sections: the central utility and laundry room, foyer / mudroom, 2 living and/or workspaces, and 2 bathrooms for redundancy. In this example, one workspace has been set up as a music studio, perhaps as a recording space for a famous musician, and the other space is set up as an additional bedroom or private suite. So already that was 24 seconds. So again, that whole lower deck scene, showing the utility center room that's in the center where the spiral staircase is, and all 4 spaces, 2 bathrooms, extra bedroom, and music studio, all of that combined needs to be at least 24 seconds. And again, this is rough draft script, so you know, if you want to give me 26 or 27 seconds, then I can clip it down. That might be good too. All right, this next scene is going to be like another exterior shot, and pan and rotate, and maybe show movement of the airship as well. The idea for the airship is for those thrusters where the propellers used to be. They're going to be more like Dyson air multipliers in design. That's why there's no propeller there. But showing those thrusters, maybe right now in the model, the thrusters are all just pointed straight down. But we may want to rotate some of them sideways. The way that it's going to navigate is all of those are going to be able to rotate on the X, or no, I guess on the Y-axis. Anyway, but yeah, those are going to rotate to show flight. So it might be cool to have a scene of the airship with those rotated, and with the airship moving in relation to the islands behind. So anyway, this is going to be another exterior shot as well. So, and let's see how long that's going to take. This vehicle and living space is designed to provide all of the necessities for an individual or small family to live completely autonomously, off-grid, and have access to electricity, clean water, climate control, and the ability to travel to any destination anywhere on the planet at near zero cost. So that scene of the airship moving, the exterior kind of pan shot of the airship moving across the islands, kind of giving a visual of what it would look like to actually be traveling in the airship, is going to be about 18 seconds. So let's say 20 seconds. Realistically, we're going to need a 20-second shot of that. This next shot that we're going to need would need to have 2 airships and maybe some kind of visualization of communication between them. The idea is these airships are going to be able to communicate with each other and share navigational data, so that they're going to be able to share their 3D surroundings with each other to avoid colliding with each other, and also to handle flight path management. Imagine you got 100 of these airships and everybody's trying to get to the same place. They're going to have to be able to communicate and figure out a hierarchy of who gets to go first, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to need to show 2 airships and maybe some kind of visualization of a communication happening between them. I don't know what that would look like, just, you know, some kind of a radio signal between them, like maybe a pulsating, you know. There's a lot of different visualizations that people use for radio connection, but basically they're going to be connected with each other via Wi-Fi, or actually a more advanced wireless communication protocol. Let's not get into that though. For the visualization though, we're going to need to show 2 airships kind of communicating with each other. So The airship will navigate and communicate with other airships on a peer-to-peer mesh network secured by an immutable blockchain, also giving its occupants an uncensorable and distributed internet connection and financial transactions, free from any government control and outside of all government jurisdiction. So again, that clip's got to be about 18 seconds. It would be cool if both the airships were actively moving and it was showing the radio signals between those two airships, somehow visualizing that. Yeah, and that's going to be it for your section of the video where we're going to actually need the 3D model. Before I'm going to book in that before and after with like with some talking. And honestly, I want to get a better looking model, maybe an attractive female or something to read the script instead of me. So that's going to be one of the goals too. So that's what we're going to need for this. I'll go ahead and document exactly how long each one of these sections needs to be and what that view needs to be. But this is just me recording a quick video to explain more of, I think, what the video is going to need to look like to really make it look really great and attract those investors who are willing to put millions of dollars into a project like this. I'm terrified for our future right now. It seems like governments are increasingly trying to force a lockdown and trying to force vaccination and trying to really control individuals and families in a way that I find really, really horrific and dystopian. And this is my vision for a different path for humanity. And if we can get some funding, we could build this. So this is a way to stop all of these fascist lockdowns and all this totalitarian government control, one world government, new world order, and beat it with something that's completely decentralized, completely open source, and completely unable to be controlled by any government. So this is a way to really make sure that everybody on the planet is completely free of any kind of government interference whatsoever. So that's the goal here. So we're really working on something that could save humanity here. So I hope you're excited, not just for monetary reasons, but for your future, for your family's future, and if you have kids or whatever, for their future as well, because that's what we're working on here. That's why I'm working on this, because I have kids. I don't want my kids to grow up in a fascist dystopia. So, all right, brother. The model's looking good so far. Hit me back with your thoughts after you see this video. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube right now. So yeah, we need the video to be a little bit longer, a little bit more detailed, and we need a little bit more work on the model as well. Honestly, it's looking great so far. I just think we need to flesh it out, make it just a little bit more professional and compelling so we can attract $1 million investors. I'm communicating already with angel investors here in Hawaii, and I also want to do another crowdfunding attempt. I've tried a couple of crowdfunding attempts so far, and they were both abject failures. So, but I don't believe that failure is an indication you need to stop. I believe that failure is an indication that you need to improve your processes and go again. So, all right, man. Really appreciate it. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let's negotiate and figure out where we can be on a situation to where we can make this happen and make this really compelling and take this to the next level. I am very poor. I'm sinking my every extra dollar I have into this process, not just with you, but also software management and building a blockchain to make all of this work. And I'm very poor, very poor. I used to be wealthy, so that's kind of where some of my confidence comes from. But I got divorced a couple of years ago. My ex-wife took everything, and now I can't even earn money because she just takes it from me. So, but I want to get this going, and let me know how we can negotiate and figure out a way to make this like just it's already a great start. I mean, your model looks good. I love the islands in the background, everything. It's all looking good, but we need to really take it to the next level. So let me know what that's going to take on your end, and let's kind of negotiate a situation where we can really get this video to be like really, really, really top notch, and also keep you happy in the meantime. But just know you're working on something that could really free humanity and make the world a better place for everybody. This isn't just hyperbole. this is something that I've been actively working on now for almost 10 years, and I'm not going to stop. So, all right, thanks, brother. Talk to you soon.